All right, what's up, YouTube? I know it's been a minute since I posted a video. I'm going to start getting more consistent with posting videos and giving you guys my thoughts because the YJR family needs to hear, the lessons and the breakthroughs that I come across every single day, to help you guys become better people, the best version of yourself. Because every single person I come across, right, I always ask them like what their goal is. And they say always, I want to be the better version of myself. I want to become, more mentally sound. I want to be more spiritually sound. I want to be in better physical shape, and that's your purpose as a human being, right? God's purpose for you is transformation, all right, and transformation requires suffering, it requires consistency, and it requires discipline, even when you don't want to. And I think that I got a lot of gratitude today because, to be honest, I'm sick, right? I'm sick. I had my nose was clogged up. I had like a congested throat, and I literally just wanted to lay in the bed for the rest of the day. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna just try again tomorrow." But then, what I thought to myself? I was like, look, I told myself I'm gonna show up every single day. If I go the second day of the year and don't show up, what kind of example would that be for my clients? This ain't the 200th day. This is the second day. So I said, look, I'm not going to negotiate with that bitch. All right. And that bitch is that bitch mindset, that lesser version of myself. The lesser version of myself would have been like, okay, bro, you didn't get enough sleep. You didn't wake up at 5 today. So you can go back to sleep and try it again tomorrow. Huh? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not quitting. Okay. So I'm here and I'm showing up. And I got so much gratitude from that one win because you guys don't understand how powerful that willpower is to be able to get up even when you don't want to. When you want to lay down all day, right? You're sick and your body is fighting off an infection and you still show up and do what you got to do. Do you know what type of mental mastery you have to do something like that? Do you know how much mastery within yourself you have to be able to do something like that? Most people don't. You guys overlook it. And that's a huge win that you guys have because a lot of people don't have that. I used to think all the time, well, people do it all the time. People do it all the time. Yeah, but a small majority of the population. So if you really can push yourself to do the things that you don't want to do consistently, you're not like the rest. Okay? So I got so much gratitude from that. And gratitude is honestly the key to being happy. It's the key to long-lasting success. Okay? I'm going to break it down to you even more. When you have gratitude, okay, what ends up happening is you end up raising your frequency. What does that mean? When you raise your frequency, you begin to get in a better mood. You get a certain aura. Okay, you know how people call it aura? That's basically a certain type of mood. Okay, your mood is heightened. It's enlightened. All right? And the reason why that's important to success is because all success is going from failure to failure, failure to failure to failure to failure until you win with enthusiasm. The average person, okay, because if you're watching this right now, you're not average. The average person does this. They lose, get pissed off, try again, lose, start going through the motion. And then they don't even learn from their mistakes because there's so much in their emotions that they can't see the lesson that they were supposed to learn to not make the same mistake again. What you guys need to do, right, moving forward, is that you have to look at that lesson as you have to look at that loss as a learning lesson and an experience and something that you can learn from, what you can do differently next time so that you don't make the same mistake again. And that's gratitude. That's a win. My definition of gratitude is very simple. It's literally this. Gratitude is learning how to be as amped up and hype about the small wins that you get throughout the day, just as much as you would get, just as much as you would get like hype about a big win. So a big win might be a raise, or a big win might be you made a certain amount of money, or you saved a certain amount of money, or you got with a certain partner, or you finally got that dream body, you finally got abs, and you finally got muscle definition, you finally look good with your shirt off. But that's not gratitude, because if you're only happy when something big happens to you, and this is the mistake that I used to make all the time, right? And I literally learned this year. I didn't learn this. I've been living for 27 years. I just now learned this year, okay? 28 years, my bad. If you only get high or you only get happy when something huge happens, right? Or you only share when something huge happens or big to you. What you're doing is you're training your central nervous system to only get hype off of huge wins, right? So me and you know this. It takes a very long time, right? It takes a very long time. I don't know why this is in the way. It takes a very long time and a lot of continuous reps to be successful and to get huge wins, to save a certain amount of money, to get a certain physique. It takes a long time. So if you're not constantly feeding yourself wins or feeding your nervous system wins, it goes into a famine. And a famine basically is a deprivation. A deprivation means you don't get that spike that you need to motivate yourself to keep on going. So that's why the people will be in the process and they'll be working out for 2 to 3 weeks, a month, not see the results that they want, and then they stop because they're not seeing the result that they want as fast as they want because they're results driven. The wins that I get on a day-to-day basis, I celebrate, and that's going to enlighten my mood. So when I do something that I don't want to do, I celebrate it like it's a big win, because the small wins that you get day to day are character wins. They're not financial wins. They're not I see my abs. They might not be physical wins. Every win that you get day to day is an internal win, and we downplay the internal wins, but what we do is we exaggerate and we get happy about the external wins. But you can only get the external wins if the internal matches and aligns with the external result that you want. So for example, I'm gonna break it down to you even more. In order to get a specific physique, you have to eat a certain way and you have to train a certain way for a long duration of time. But if you hate to train and you hate to eat certain foods to get you the body, you won't stay in the fight long enough to get the result that you want. Okay? Are you listening? Are you listening? Okay? So every time I eat my perfectly, my perfectly structured meal, with precise macros, and I track it, I count that as a win and I get happy like I just got abs. Why? Because I'm conditioning myself to be process driven, not results driven. The person that loves the process more than the outcome is going to get more outcomes than the person that just wants the outcome. That's just the facts. So if I just count going to the gym as a win and pushing myself 1% better than I did yesterday, and I get a high, like a true high, and I manipulate myself to really be happy about, going to the gym and pushing myself, I'm gonna want to go every day. And if I go every day, I'm gonna get better results than the person that doesn't like going to the gym and only goes to get a result. You may get the result if you're results driven, but the second that you get the result, you're gonna stop. But I love the process so much that I need the process. I don't need the result. So I'm detached, right? I need the daily work. You need the result. So the second that you get the result, you're gonna stop and you're gonna be like, I'm good, I'm gonna maintain. But I'm gonna get the result too, just like you, but I need the process because I've conditioned myself to get high off the daily wins. I'm gonna get further than you. And that's how you guys need to think about it. Gratitude is honestly about loving the now, right? And seeing the wins now. But we've been so jaded and we've been so numb to the wins that we get on a day-to-day basis because they're not huge, because we've been manipulated by society to only show our highlights, right? That you don't even take into account that you just hit your macros perfectly today. That's a win. You should be happy as fuck about that, right? You just completed your workout even when you didn't want to. That's a huge character win. You have to understand these are character wins. Once your character and your energy aligns to the outcome, you can't be stopped. But let's say that you have the right habits, but your energy doesn't match your habits, you won't be successful either. Because successful people have a specific aura, right? It's not that they're happy all the time. They're just positive. They just think clearly. They just have an optimistic view. You ever met somebody that was like so optimistic and, very outgoing and can always see the the plus side of every situation, and the person that really basically you're just drawn to them, right? Those people win if they have the right blueprint and the right habits. Because people are drawn to people that are positive. It's so easy to be negative. It's so easy to wake up every day and be like, oh, I gotta train today. Damn, I have to eat the same food over and over again. I'm tired of this shit. I know this because I'm probably the most negative, pessimistic person that y'all meet. But I'm literally retraining my brain to be more positive, more optimistic, right? Because I have to beat 15 years, 20 years of negative reinforcement. And I'm trying to be positive, right, for the last 2-3 years. Of course I'm gonna regress because I'm trying to beat 15 years, 20 years of of negative reinforcement. So you're gonna fall off, but it's not about falling off, it's about getting back on just as fast. Okay? Now the reason why I used to not celebrate the small wins is because the small wins to me, if I celebrated the small wins, I thought I would get complacent. I'd be like, okay, if I just celebrate the small wins, then I might get complacent and then I might stop because I'm gonna just be happy about that I just did just enough today. And that was honestly bullshit. If I worked out and if I worked out consistently and I ate my food but I didn't get the result, then I would literally say to myself, like I thought that I would really if I got high on the wins, on the daily wins, I would start being a person that only that person that basically went to the gym and didn't see results. And I didn't want to be like that. I wanted the end result. But that's the wrong way to think about it. If your energy and your actions align with the outcome and you have the right blueprint, okay, you're going to get the result. You need the right blueprint. Okay. So I changed that because what ended up happening was I would be so mad until I got the result. Once you get the result, it only lasts for a couple minutes. You only get high about it for a couple minutes, right? So I'm over here busting my ass to get my dream body, to feel good about it for only a day or two, 20 minutes. That's not good. That's not good. Now I'm in this constant I'm pissed off again mode. What's the next goal? What's the next goal? What's the next goal? Right? And that's good to always push the goalpost because you always want to get better and better and better. But it's not good to be like, I'm only going to be happy when I achieve this outcome. You see what I'm saying? So, because now you're in a constant mood of desiring, right? And you won't be happy until those desires are met. So now you're not even living your life. You're always living towards the future. You're never living in the present. In the present is and living in the present is the only way to have gratitude. And gratitude is a part of success. It's the first stop. You have to be grateful that, you can go to the gym. Some people can't even go to the gym. And you go into a nice gym every single day. You have weights. Gratitude. Gratitude, right? Some people don't have energy drinks. They don't have pre-workout. They don't have supplements. They are praying for supplements, right? Some people can't afford supplements. I talked to somebody that said that he literally saved his whole checks for a whole month to be able to afford a can of creatine, right? Or some pre-workout. You having an energy drink, gratitude. You being able to get up, walk up, get in your car and go to the gym, gratitude. Because a lot of people don't have a car. Some people are walking to the gym and they're more happy than you. How is someone walking to the gym more happy than you are? Because it's about your perception of reality. Life is not as it is. I've been told by a mentor. Life is not as it is, it's as you are. So life isn't this negative place, but if you perceive it to be that way, then it will be. Because your brain will only focus on what you perceive your reality to be. If I perceive my reality, everybody's full of shit. No one cares about me. I'm not loved. My brain will only hyper focus on 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 moments in time where that perception is true. But if I believe that, look, everybody's a great person, everybody's physically fit, everybody wants to be better, everybody, loves and supports me, my brain will focus in on only those people that love me, that are physically fit. They it's all about perception, right? So gratitude is the first step. And I'm literally understanding this at 28 years old, that gratitude is the first stop for me, right? Because I've achieved a lot, right? I've achieved a lot, but I've helped so many people over the last year, right? And I'm gonna help even more people over this next year, right? I'm gonna just learn to just love the reps, because the big milestone wins, they only fulfill me for so long before I want the next step. That's the one thing about God that He did so well. He desensitized us, right? Once you get something for so long, or once you're in something for so long, or once you experience something for so long, you get numb to it. You don't have this euphoric feeling. Like, for example, let's say that you got a Lambo. The first time that you get it, you're probably gonna be like, "Oh my God, this is a Lambo." You're gonna be driving it everywhere. You're gonna be like, "Man, this is me. I'm that dude." Blah blah blah. Right? But after a month or two, you're like, "Oh, I'm bored of this car," and it's a fucking Lambo. But it's because God has desensitized us, right? You get numb to it. You won't have this euphoric feeling every time. You won't have gratitude every time, right? Oh my God, it's a Lambo, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm like, the daily wins, right? It's important to me now. The reps, right? I'm focusing my brain on everything that's positive, because my brain over the last 27, 28 years has only focused on things that were negative. I noticed that, and this is societal conditioning, and we need to change that. We focus a lot on the negative shit, and we exaggerate the negative shit, right? But then when something positive happens, we kind of brush it. Yeah, okay, it's supposed to happen like that. Like, if there's a car on the side of the road and it blew up, everybody's stopping and watching, like, oh my God, oh my God. But when you guys see somebody, walk up to a homeless person and give them some money, we just look past it like it's not nothing. Or when we see somebody helping out somebody else, we don't stop and take out our phone and be like, oh my God, he's helping somebody else. We kind of look past it. And that's societal conditioning. That's why we're going to lose as a people. But as a YJR man or woman, you can't do that no more. All right. So I'm gonna get into this gym. I'm gonna start, posting more videos, like this, on a day-to-day basis, because you guys need them, and I need to express, right? I need to express to you guys the wins and stuff that I'm overcoming, on a day-to-day basis, and I'm pushing myself to serve more people, and to be able to, be, that positive. Like, I still fuck up, bro. I still fuck up. Like, over the last, month and a half, I've been in the club, I've been partying, I've been, getting drunk and stuff like that, you know, and it doesn't fulfill me the way that it used to, right? Um, and I'm getting numb to it, and I'm becoming a better person, right? I'm not saying that I won't drink and I won't turn up, because I am going to have a good time, but it can't be at the expense of helping other people. It can't be. I can't glorify that shit, because it's not to be glorified, right? Moderation. The second that you overindulge or something, anything, it becomes it becomes something that you can't do. Now, if you know that you're an all in person like me, I would just stay away from the club. But if you're a person that can indulge in moderation, maybe it can work for you. But I don't promote that shit at all. I don't. Right? I promote you guys getting in better shape. I promote you guys becoming the best version of yourself, and that won't be found in the club. I guarantee you it won't. All right, let's hit this gym.